पैनल डिस्कशन शुरू करने के पहले 1970 से लेकर आज तक उस समय के जो मिरेकल फोटोग्राफ्स हैं वो कुछ हम देखेंगे, क्योंकि जो हम श्री माता जी को देख रहे हैं, ध्यान कर रहे हैं, वाइब्रेशंस के जरिए समझ रहे हैं, लेकिन कभी कभार ये जो मन बुद्धि होता है ना, ये हमको भुला देता है कि कौन है श्री माता जी, कौन हूँ मैं। तो ये मिरेकल फोटोग्राफ्स को आप देखोगे तो एक बार आपको पता चलेगा श्री माता जी कौन है और आप भी कौन है। तो योगी अंकल जी से मैं विनती करता हूँ, ये कुछ मिरेकल फोटोग्राफ्स हैं, उनके बारे में हमें थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन करिए।
ये फोटोग्राफ धर्मशाला इंटरनेशनल सेज पब्लिक स्कूल में एक बच्चे ने उनका जो हॉल है उस पर क्लिक की थी। अभी इसको आप गौर से देखेंगे तो इसमें श्री माता जी की 3 रूप हैं, महालक्ष्मी, महासरस्वती, महाकाली। और जो बिंदी लगाई गई है वो अपने आप वहाँ प्रकट हुई है, ये बाद में नहीं लगाई गई, इतना क्लियर है। अब जब भी श्री माता जी की कोई मिरेकल फोटोग्राफ प्रकट होती है तो उसके पीछे एक कारण होता है। उस समय जो स्कूल था वो बहुत प्रॉब्लम में था। एक तो फाइनेंशियल स्थिति बहुत क्राइसिस में जा रही थी, बच्चे कम थे और कुछ लेबर प्रॉब्लम थी। यहाँ तक कि जो मैनेजमेंट है वो स्कूल बंद करने की सोच रही थी। तो इसलिए उस समय श्री माता जी उनको कॉन्फिडेंस देने के लिए कि मैं हूँ, तो ये मैनिफेस्ट होता है। तो इसलिए आपको कभी भी किसी चीज़ की चिंता करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। वरी बिल्कुल नहीं कर, देयर इज नो नीड टू वरी, बिकॉज व्हेन यू वरी यू गेट टेंशन, सो यू फॉरगेट दैट देयर इज अ पावर बिहाइंड यू, दैट श्री माता जी इज ऑलवेज देयर फॉर यू। So whenever you have any difficulty, whenever you are going through a hard time, you just pray to her and you will feel that she is there supporting you. We've been through the most difficult times, impossible situations, but with her hand, with her blessings, things have worked out. We are sitting here in Pratishthan, but when Pratishthan was being constructed, Shri Mataji was away and the collector wanted to demolish this building because they said it is not a farmhouse. Shri Mataji had built it as her farmhouse. So they said, how can such a big building be a farmhouse? And secondly, she named it Pratishthan because her ancestors were from Patan and the ancient name of Patan was Pratishthan. So the argument of the collector was that Patan means trust. So trust cannot build a farmhouse in an agricultural zone. So they posted a show cause notice on the gates of Pratishthan that it will be demolished tomorrow. And Shri Mahaji was not here. And we were worried that what is going to happen. So we were just praying to her, and just the next morning, the SDO who was going to come and start demolition, he got transferred. So it gave us time to go to the court and get a stay order so that they do not demolish. And then of course later on the court said that it is a farmhouse and it should not be demolished.
जय श्री माता जी अंकल। यहाँ पे जो युवा शक्ति आए हैं, कुछ बॉर्न रियलाइज भी है, कुछ नए युवा शक्ति भी है। जब युवा शक्ति की स्थापना हुई थी 1989 में, श्री माता जी का दृष्टिकोण क्या था, विजन क्या थी, युवा शक्ति से एक्सपेक्टेशंस क्या थी?
1987, Sri Mataji was discussing about how to empower the Yuva Shakti. Till then, there were not so many Yuvas. Sahaj Yoga was still 20 people one place, 30 people one place. Pune had probably 40, 50 Yuvas at that time. So, as he mentioned, some of you are realized, some of you were born realized and so on. But how to, you can say how to chisel the diamond so it shines. And at that time, she said the first thing is that they must have knowledge of Sahaj Yoga. Knowledge about Sri Mataji. Starting, like when you're going to talk to people, you should be able to tell them about Sri Mataji. So you should know about her childhood. You should know about her parents. Then, what is the role she played in the freedom struggle. After that, she got married, about her husband. So, you should have a very clear picture of the background. Next comes Sahaj Yoga. Your knowledge about chakras, about the nadis, about the deities, about the 10 gurus. So, when you talk to somebody, everybody is following some religion or the other. So, we are not telling them that you leave your religion. We are telling them that whatever the guru who founded this religion, whatever he is saying, we are saying the same thing. So, the term may be different, the time may be different, but the essence is we are all talking of the same spirit. Then you have to come to the point that the spirit, how it is awakened by the Kundalini. The Kundalini has been described in all the religions. So you should know that it is called in Christianity the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost, in Islam Ruh, in Hebrew Rukh. So you have to come to a common ground. Then you can tell them about Sahaj Yoga. So when you have your Yuva Shakti gatherings, in one workshop you can bring the points of similarity between the teachings of the Guru. So you don't have to read everything about every religion and there's no need to go through the whole thing. Pick up the common points with Sahaj Yoga. That's enough. And then the terms can be different. Then, what is her vision that how you should be chiseled, how you should be, how the values that you should imbibe. So the first value is compassion, kindness, hospitality. Now when we talk of hospitality, we have the Sahaj tradition from the time of Shri Krishna and his story with Sudama. So then today's contemporary times, we have the example of how India helped all the smaller underdeveloped countries at the time of COVID, that we kept their needs above our needs. And today, as Dr. Saab talked about G20, how India played a leading role in bringing the underdeveloped African countries into the G20. Before, what was happening, all the developed countries were exploiting the rare minerals found in Africa. And they did not want them to develop. They were not interested because they needed a cheap source. So they were just exploiting them. But it is the first time that our country, which today is talking about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, went out of the way to uplift the poorer, the underdeveloped world and bring them into the mainstream. That they should also have a say in making the policies of the world. So this Sahaj polity is to be imbibed, that you give a hand to somebody who is suffering, who has to grow. There is a couplet of Bulle Shah, Sajde un uchchiyan da jine neemiyan naal nibhaye. That credit goes to those who have risen but are helping others to rise. So that is your role, that you have to help others to rise. And then respect to the elders. That is very important. Now you are much more qualified than we are. You are very great IT geniuses, one sitting before me. So we don't know all that. Our generation, at that time there were no computers. And we can't catch up with you. You have much more brighter intellect, in, I would say, more grey matter than we have, which is a natural law of evolution, that the next generation is always more evolved than the one before. So we are not going to compete with you, but all that we are saying is that you help us and those who don't have as much IQ as you have, who are not so privileged, and help them to come up. I'll give you one example. So this year, as you know, was our mother's 100th year of an anniversary, and everybody wanted to celebrate it with a lot of joy, with a lot of enthusiasm. So the first idea always comes that the stage should be special, like a Bollywood stage, and it should be the most decorated stage and so forth. But the essence behind is that what is it that Srimadji has taught us? She has taught us to share with those who don't have. So then a collectivity we had in Dharamshala, we said, what can we do today to share that? So Srimadji is very fond of children. So they decided that let us feed all the poor children of the village. And that is how we are celebrating her essence. Now coming to the essence, now you have Shri Ganesh Puja coming, and you will be worshipping Shri Mataji as Shri Ganesha. But what is the essence behind that is to worship the child and the mother relationship. And that is the compassion, the love that a mother feels for a child. So how are we to express that? Of course, in the puja you will be praising mother, you will be adoring her, but how will you express it in everyday life? So one thing you could do is that, say, in each zone find out who are the handicapped children, find out where is a orphanage, a blind school, and go there and prepare a meal for them and sing bhajans to them and give them realization. Nobody is going to give you credit for it, but that is how you will express that Ganesh Tattva. And that is how your Ganesh Tattva will become strong. It will not become strong by doing only pujas. You have to express it. If you have a weapon and you don't use it, it will rust. By saying, I am a born realized soul, it's not going to make your chakra strong. You have to practice. You have to express that compassion. And if you can't express that compassion, then it will rust. You may take any number of names of Sri Ganesha, it's not going to work. Now we are talking about respect to the elders. Now as we agreed that you know more than us, but you still have to respect us. We're not asking for it, but it will help you to imbibe some of the qualities that your elders have, their culture, their humility. I'll give you an example of one case in Pratishthan. There was an elderly lady, very old sage yogini. So whenever Srimadji used to come to Pratishthan, she would come and cook for her. And Srimadji liked her cooking because there was so much love in it. So one day, she put little more salt in the food. And one sage, Yuva Shakti sage yogi boy, who had done a cooking course, hotel management course, and had got was awarded as a cordon bleu chef. You know, a chef who's reached the very top. They say he's cordon bleu. So he marched into the kitchen, very angry, and he shouted at this lady, "How dare you put more salt? Don't you know she's Adi Shakti?" And the poor lady started crying, and she felt so guilty that she left. So later on, Srimad said, "Where is so-and-so?" So I said, "Srimad, she's gone." "Why did she go?" I said, "She was very upset." "Why was she upset?" I said, "Because somebody shouted." I didn't want to name the person. "Who shouted?" Then she asked everybody, "Who shouted?" So this man, he claimed, he was honest. He said, "Mother, he put too much salt in your food, so I was very angry." Then she said, she was elder to you. She's like a mother to you. Do you shout at your mother? Now you have to go wherever she is, touch her feet, and bring her back. So even if somebody who's senior to do is saying something wrong or has done something unknowingly, unintentionally, you may know more, you may know everything about the computer, but you cannot break the maryada. We are all bound by the maryadas in Sahaj Yoga. So, in every situation, you have to say, okay, if he is the one who's been given this duty, he will decide. I will not argue with him. Even if he is doing something which may not be correct in your eyes, he may not be super efficient, you may know a more efficient way of doing it, but let him do it. Sage Yoga is not about efficiency. It's not how well you can perform, how well you can make a documentary, or how well you can make a presentation, or how great a speaker, a great orator you are. It is how much love you can share with others. I have found in my experience that people who are very successful, who are very much high profile, who are walking encyclopedias of Sage Yoga, who can tell you everything about every chakra, how to give it treatment, everything. But they become very dry people. If you touch them, you get a shock. So all that is not important. What important is how humble, how much feelings you have. If you're sitting, people should come and want to sit next to you. You know, I feel so much joy when I see this face. There's always a smile. There's so much beautiful vibrations comes. So he should want to come and sit. But if you're a very strict and a very boastful person, people will say, sitting there, let's sit the other side. So it doesn't matter how qualified you are or how successful you are, what is your status. You know, you may be a politician, you may be a very big person. I remember it was Srimadji's 60th birthday in Bombay. And Bhimsen Joshi was invited for the function, and before that there was a felicitation. And suddenly Bal Thackeray arrived. And he went somewhere in the back seat and he wanted to sit there. So Srimadji said, asked me, go call him to the stage. So I said, you know, Srimadji is calling to the stage, come and sit. Says, he touched his ears. He says in Hindi, क्या मेरी औकात है कि मैं उस स्टेज में जाके बैठूं? Bal Thackeray was the lion of Maharashtra. People would shiver. And he is saying, क्या मेरी औकात है कि मैं उस स्टेज में जाके बैठूं जहाँ आदिशक्ति बैठी? He had that recognition. And then he came here in Pratishthan here and spent a full day with Srimadji. He said, I want to learn from you. I want everything about how to do meditation. I don't do meditation. I don't know anything about all this religion and all this. I don't even believe in all this. But when I've seen you, somehow inside of me I get attracted. So he spent a full day here. We were there. And Srimadji is giving him foot soak, telling us to bring down his right side, too much right side. Then after all that, she sat with him like a mother. She gave him lunch and they talked. And then he said, now we've done the spiritual part. Now you tell me what I should do on the political level. How I can help the poor people of Maharashtra. So Srimadji wrote down 17 points and he implemented all of them. So humble, be always humble. Sage yogis should always be humble. You are very highly qualified, you've been to America, you've done your course in Harvard, all that. Very interesting PhD phrase she would use for all the sage yogis who had gone abroad and come back with PhDs. So she said, these are permanently head damaged. So whenever somebody said, oh, PhD, so we would smile. So no, it's very important that you should study well. That way she was very firm that sage yogis should be well qualified, they should have good jobs, and they should take their studies seriously. It once happened that the first center had opened in Chennai. So they invited Pune Yoga Shakti because Pune Yoga Shakti was everywhere. I mean, they were the only standing face between Bombay and Delhi and Pune of Yuva Shakti. Other places it had not developed. So they invited the Pune Yuva Shakti, which was our first Yuva Shakti. There were people like Sanjay Mane, Sandeep Gadkari and all these people to come to Chennai to help them spread Sage Yoga. So everybody went, all the Yuva Shakti went. Even though they had the exams, they went. So when they came back, Srimaji learned from their parents that she used to ask about the children from the parents, how have they done their studies, are they studying, what are they studying, all that. She would always inquire. So the parents said, they had the exams and they failed. So Srimaji said, why? So they went to Chennai just before the exams. Then she called the Yuva Shakti and said, doing Sahaj Yoga work is not an excuse for neglecting your studies. So if you have exams, please take them seriously. Study for your exams. Do well in your academics. Otherwise, people say these Sahaj Yogis are useless. They don't do studies, they have no qualifications, they are jobless, and they are telling us, and they're lecturing us. So nobody will take you seriously. So you must study well, get good qualifications, get good jobs, so that people understand that this is a flagship of Sage Yoga. We are not only talking about spirituality, but we are also academically achieving excellence. Every 26th January, the Yuva Shakti would be invited here by Shri Mataji, and she would tell them stories about Shivaji, about great freedom fighters. So she said, you children should know about the sacrifices that the freedom fighters have made. Not only the time of Gandhi, but before that, Rana Pratap, Shivaji Maharaj, Rani Jhansi. So she told me to write a book on the great women of India, how much they sacrificed for this. And then she pointed out the qualities of Sri Ganesha, the chastity, the innocence. She said that in that talk, she mentioned that, see, in Rajasthan, in Chittorgarh, 25,000 women performed Johar because they did not want to fall into the hands of the Mughals. When they lost the battle, their husbands were killed, the women just performed Johar. So chastity is even more important than survival. So this is the quality, this is the importance of Sri Ganesha. This, in today's modern world, where young people are getting so much enticed by Western culture, by Western movies, they lose their sense of innocence. So there is nothing to gain from all this Western culture, Western movies. Because we came late in the race for development, we had a complex, inferiority complex, that the West is ahead of us. So we copy everything they do. It's all right to copy their technology, but after that there's nothing. They have lost everything. They've lost culture, they've lost boundaries, they have no maryada. So there's nothing to learn from them. You don't have to copy their dresses, you don't have to copy their manners. You will lose your own originality. You are far ahead of them. Your chakras and their chakras are like poles apart. But your Ganesh Tattva is sound. Why do you want to spoil it? Once it is spoiled, you won't be able to mend it, at least in this lifetime. This is your most precious gift. You don't even know that you have it. Your eyes are so pure. Don't let them run here and there. So Shimai said, keep your eyes on the Mother Earth. Don't turn your neck at every beautiful woman who passes by and keep turning here and keep turning there. Keep it focused. So your attention remains within you. It is your attention that is going to take you to the path of success. It is your attention that's going to excel in exams. It is not how many hours you study. It is how good your attention is. When attention is good, you read a book, it's there. You don't have to cram anything. If you're on computers, if your attention is good, you will suddenly discover new ways of doing things. You become inventive, you become creative. There are so many incidents where sage yogis were discussing electronics with her, chemistry with her, physics with her. There is one sage yogi who's a well-known physicist, Eduardo from South America. And they were talking about quantum physics. Now, I don't know much about quantum physics, but I was in the same room and Shimaji was telling about quantum physics. And she narrated how these quantums are, what are they? They are bundles of vibrations, nothing else. And he wrote a whole book on it, based on, because his attention is good, he absorbed everything that she was saying, and he wrote a whole book, Sage Yoga and Physics or something like that. You should find out, it should be somewhere in this amruta.com. And his name is Dr. Eduardo from South America. He's a coordinator of South America. He wrote a whole book. So like this, she has, there was Dr. Hamid who was WHO advisor. And when the Pratishthan the garden was being laid out, he's the one who laid the whole garden. And she explained to him how vibrations work in agriculture. So when there was in countries problem suffering from famine and all that he did was he asked Shimaj to vibrate some water, and he put those seeds in the water. And he went to those third world countries and he gave them the seeds. And they had bumper crop. So in every field she has given an insight and explained how these vibrations worked. We were sitting here only and she was talking to the doctors about the immune system and the principle of Shri Ganesha. So the doctors were talking about antibiotics. So she explained to the doctors that when you take an antibiotic, it destroys all the antibodies in your system because it does not have discretion. And then she explained that Shri Ganesha is the commander-in-chief of all the ganas inside of you. So ganas are the antibodies which are made in the sternum bone. And Shri Ganesha has discretion. So he will only fight those antibodies which are harmful to you. He will not just kill everybody because he has discretion. So, unless until you take something, any medicine, with discretion, it will not work. Antibodies, therefore, should be avoided as far as possible. And the doctors realize this point. So, whether it is science, whether it is medicine, whether it is agriculture, Sahaj Yoga, if you understand the essence, how it works, how the discretion principle works, how In one case, she's talking the atoms, the molecules, how there is a certain discretion in the molecules, Renu, Pramanu, the smallest, the tiniest, that is connected to the consciousness of the central nervous system. And when that breaks, then cancer takes place. But when it is restored through Sage Yoga, the body recovers. So much knowledge, so much information. You don't know, you don't need artificial intelligence. Your intelligence is much more than that. Because it has discretion. Discretion coming from Sri Ganesh. From innocence. Innocence that purifies your attention. That refines your attention. That takes your attention to the highest resolution. When you're talking about creating films, etc., you talk of the pixels. Now this resolution takes you the highest number of pixels. That's the refinement of your artificial. But you have to use it. By just talking about it, reading about it, it's not going to happen. So you have to use it into your life, into your behavior, that I'm a Sage Yogi. I cannot use these words which everybody uses. I cannot use foul language. I cannot behave like that. I cannot wear those kind of clothes. Now the problem comes is that you're going to go to college and everybody is using those foul words. Everybody is into wrong things. Now you want to fit in. So you want to copy them, otherwise you'll be left out. Now you don't want to be left out because you'll be lonely. You know, there's a natural human desire to be a part of the whole. You want to be a part of the system, you want to be a part of the friend circle. But if you're going to college and you have no friends, because each one is doing this or that, anti-sage, anti-sage, you have nobody. So this is where the collective has to jump in. That you are lonely people. You are not able to mix. So the collective should give you a support system. The way it can work is that in every city you have divided your Sage Yoga into different zones. So Sage Yogis in each zone can meet at least 2-3 times a week, where the elders should come and give you vibrations to make your chakras strong. When your chakras are strong, you will get self-confidence. When you have self-confidence, you will not worry that you are not part of the herd. You will not worry that I am alone. You will not worry that I don't fit in with this. Because you have self-confidence of your spirit, of your kundalini. So this is where the seniors who are not so intelligent but who can give you vibrations are more useful. Because they are the ones who are going to help you and give you vibrations. You don't need qualifications for doing that. So you can start a center in every zone. We've started one in Kothrood. But because of distances are so much now, it's better to keep, and everybody doesn't have transport, so it's better to keep closer home, maybe in some Sage Yogi's house which is big, or some school with 2-3 times a week. And then the mothers are very great Lakshmis, can cook for you, invite you for a nice meal on a Sunday. So morning, you work on each other, the seniors give you vibrations, they listen to your problems, they help you. Then the Lakshmis give you a nice meal. Then the afternoons you develop your skills. Skills, communication skills. How to speak in public. Every one person should be encouraged to take a mic and speak something about Sage Yoga. So you can train them, okay, let's pick up points on different chakras. Each one does his own study and just say the points. And then say, okay, now how will you introduce this to somebody who knows nothing? They help them how to speak, how to open their Vishuddhi, how to have good pronunciation. So have one session like that. Because if your instruments, you have to polish your instruments. Your diamonds, you have to shine the diamond. Otherwise, what is the use of diamond lying in the mud? So shine the diamond. Then after that, when that is over, then enjoy yourself. You can play bhajans, you can dance, you can sing, you can watch movies, but nice movies, movies which are Sahaj movies, like that. So you can have a full Sunday to yourselves. Wherever you are, 5, 10, 15 people. This way you give a support system. This is the importance of Sangha, collectivity. Okay, you are in the collectivity, you come and help the main center, decoration, legwork, but during the week, the center helps, the collectivity helps you to give you support that you need. You're going to college, you're going, and have small ashrams. For instance, so many IT boys and girls who are staying alone. So they should take a bigger house where 5, 6 can stay together. So that way you have a support system. Shimaji always said that everywhere in the world you should have ashrams. And we have seen, like in countries where there are not ashrams, people come to Sahaj Yoga and they fade out. But in cities where the ashram with 10, 15 people live together, they give a support system to each other. You compensate each other's chakras and you complement each other's chakras. So, rather than staying alone and feeling depressed and feeling lost and feeling isolated, this Sangha gives you the support system. So, in Pune there are a lot of IT boys and girls staying alone. They should try to look for places. Maybe the collective can hire some big houses or bigger flats for them, because there's a lot of transition. So you should think of these things. And think of the practical issues of your survival in this difficult world. You're struggling. We know you're struggling. We can feel your pain. And we want to help you. So, use the collective. Any home you go, the Lakshmi of the house will be willing to invite you and cook for you. That is the fragrance of Sahaj Yoga, the sweetness of Sahaj Yoga. Wherever you go, any home, the seniors will want to help you. So don't be afraid to ask. Ask us and we'll help you. Dr. Vishwadhi is sitting there, ever ready. Give him a hand. We'll always help you. Like that, there are many elders, they always help. But don't feel shy. We are there for you. And let's work together. You are not separate from the collective. Shimaji said, yes, the Yuva Shakti should be formed, but it is a part of the collective. You are not apart from it.
धन्यवाद अंकल जी, बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट और सब कुछ इसमें युवा शक्तियों के लिए जितना भी ज़रूरी था वो कवर हो चुका है। इसमें सबसे जो हम्बलनेस हमारे अंदर जो आना चाहिए, ये सारा कब आएगा? तो उन्होंने एक वर्ड बताया था और जो श्री माता जी ने वारंवार बताया है, प्रेम शक्ति, ओनली प्योर लव। वो आ गया तो सब आ गया। वही हमारा प्रिंसिपल है और वो आता है हृदय से और पढ़ाई करता है ब्रेन। और जब ब्रेन का सुनोगे तो गड़बड़ हो जाती है, हृदय का सुनोगे तो सब कुछ सॉल्व हो जाता है। यही अंकल जी ने अभी आप सबको बताया। लेकिन ये सब प्राप्त करने के लिए मेडिटेशन जरूरी है। और आपके जो मेडिटेशन रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस पंकज जी के पास आए हैं, वो पंकज जी अभी योगी अंकल जी से मेडिटेशन के बारे में बताएंगे कि हमारा ध्यान कैसे होना चाहिए।
जय श्री माता जी अंकल। एक प्रश्न है, काफ़ी आम क्वेश्चन है वो, लेकिन अब बहुत सारे युवा शक्ति फेस कर रहे हैं कि आम जिंदगी में, निजी जीवन में और जो सामाजिक परिवेश है उसमें स्कूल हैं, कॉलेजेस हैं, जॉब्स है, ये सब करते हुए भी ध्यान कैसे करें और उसी के साथ ध्यान की गहनता को कैसे प्राप्त करें, अगर आप हमें बता पाएँ।
It's a very simple process in Sage Yoga. Srimaji always said that it is not how much you are with me, it is how deep you are with me. So, deep meaning from your Kundalini, how close is your Kundalini to her. So, meditation for us is connecting with our Kundalini. So, when you are meditating, first of all, first clear yourself, your chakras, whatever catches, left side, you know all that treatments, I don't have to talk about it. And then you have the photo of Srimataji, with rose water, clean the photograph, apply kumkum, offer some flower, whatever. Then say the 3 Mahamantras. Pray to Srimaji, pray to Mother Kundali, pray to Mother Gauri. Please be pleased with me. If I have done anything during the day before, please forgive me. And just focus on your heart and feel the love for Srimataji. When the love starts flowing, you'll feel a gladness comes in your heart. That means now the goddess is pleased. When the goddess is pleased, where is her throne? Her throne is in Sahasrara. She herself gets seated in her throne. You don't have to force her. That is the point. Now people say, when they are all these online meditations, now take your head above, take it to the clouds, now go beyond the clouds. What is happening? When you do that, you are using your imagination. You imagine there's cloud, you imagine they're going beyond the cloud. So imagination is mental side. Kundalini is central channel. They're two different things. Or somebody will, on the left side, they will take you and okay, do this, do that. Again, you'll go to the left side, go to the subconscious. So, it is very important to understand this, that this is a spontaneous happening. Srimati says it's a living process. You can't force it to happen. It has to happen by itself. But when she is pleased when your heart is pure. When you love her from your heart. Now you say, I love Srimaji, but you don't love others. Then she says, unless you love others, you can't love me. Because love is not a mental concept. You become a loving person. It becomes your personality. It's not borrowed, that only for 10 minutes when I'm meditating I love, and the rest of the day I'm fighting. So, your whole personality has to become like that to get to that place. So, if you see that I'm being aggressive, I have an aggressive nature, calm yourself down. If you think that when I'm doing too much organization, I get very hectic, I start getting short with people, I start getting angry with people, then stop doing all that. Sit in the back, right at the back. So that you humble yourself. Because if your right side is there, you cannot feel your heart. You only think, what am I going to do today? Today Should I order pizza for dinner or should I order pasta or tandoori chicken? So, planning. Thoughts. So thoughts should not be of the past, thoughts should not be of the future. They can only be in the present if you have love and you're feeling love for Sri Mataji. Her love will take you there. That's the point. Don't even visualize her face, because then you'll start saying, but I like that photograph of hers, oh no, that one, oh, she's looking very nice in that. Then you'll get into all that also. Don't visualize, because then your Agya Chakra will start getting busy. So idea is to reach a zero state. Zero where there is nothing, only feeling, only love. There is no excitement. People say, but there is no excitement in Sage Yoga. You're not going to get a high like you're on a drug or a LSD trip and I went into a trance and then I saw Sri Krishna and then a lot of people come up with stories like that. One Sage Yogini lady came up with a story, every night Lord Krishna comes in my dreams and we dance together. So Shimai said, that's why your husband has left you. You go and dance with Sri Krishna. So there is no need, don't have to imagine. Even now, for instance, we have a symbol of Sri Ganesha. It's symbolic. But you don't have to start imagining. You don't have to worship his statue. Good, keep his symbols, that's okay. Auspiciousness is there. All these symbols have auspiciousness. But your essence is different from the symbol. You are in the essence. The essence is love. And love, you cannot borrow from somebody. It has to come from within your heart. Your heart has to open. But if there is a lot of sorrow in your heart, a lot of complaint against the world, he did this to me, my mother was very bad to me, my father was very angry to me. So you're carrying that in your heart. How can you feel love? So that's why Shiva said, first forgive everyone. Now if you're sitting in meditation and you're thinking of your boss, I'll tell you very simply what happened last week. I told Dr. Vishwadit that the ICICI Bank manager invited us to give the whole bank realization here in Pod Road. So I went there and we gave realization. One lady, the head clerk, she just could not feel anything, absolutely numb. So I said, right sides to left side. So I said, what is your problem? She says, the whole day the customers keep shouting at us. And I get so upset. And, for small things, people today don't have patience. Even, we are doing the work and they keep coming at us, hurry up, or I've been waiting in the queue for so long and you have still not called me, this, that, And they're always shouting at us. So she's very sad, she's very depressed, So we said, okay, can you not forgive them? So every day they trouble us. How can I go on forgiving them every day? So first of all, you are not the doer. Now you have to come back to Sage Yoga. How to tell people that you are not the doer. So till you surrender, you are the doer. So how will you surrender? Now, it's not a mental thing, just saying I surrender. But then you are thinking of all these people in meditation who troubled you, and the boss who yelled at you, and your colleague who's in competition with you. The whole thing of the corporate world today is in your head. You can't escape it. But if you have the quality that you can forgive, that is the greatest quality of a sage. And if you cannot forgive, you cannot meditate. Forget it. Don't even try to meditate. Say, okay, first let me do everything possible that I get over this people troubling me and my reaction to them. So, reaction, don't react. You have to come to that point. How you don't react? Witness everything. Sri Krishna's word, Sakshiva. So, you have to apply all this on yourself. We are telling others to forgive, but we don't forgive. So what's the point? One leader one day said something to us and we want to get out of Sahaja Yoga. You didn't even forgive him. Doesn't matter now, he must have been under some great tension. The electricity must have gone off. Emergency. So he's very hyper. And he shouted at you for nothing. Or you can forgive him. That's what it is. After all, you do nothing, so what is there to forgive or not forgive? If you are not the doer, you're not doing anything. So what is there to forgive or not to forgive? So understand that you're not doer. Who is the doer? She is the doer. Then you understand who she is. Now I've seen her miracle photographs. You've seen all those vibrations coming out. So you should understand that she is the doer. The Param Chaitanya has shown you everything. You don't have to, Arjun doesn't have to go to Sri Krishna and say, show me your Virat Roop. She's shown you all the Roops before you. But you have to ingest it. So you're not the doer, so just forget about forgiving also. Shimaji used to tell us a story about Buddha, that one man came to the Buddha and he shouted at Buddha and he said abuses to Buddha. And then he went home and he felt very bad, I should not have done this to Buddha. So next day he came to apologize to Buddha. So Buddha said, but when did you say this? He said, yesterday. He said, never think of yesterday. So like this, the talks of Srimaji are very helpful. Listen to a talk every day or every other day. Then it will start percolating through your rational mind. It's the rational mind that gets us. We may feel in meditation a little while that love, that joy, but then the rational mind comes up. Start remembering those things. Just tell the rational mind that I know you. I'm not going to get into your trap. I'm in a higher frequency of love with relationship with Srimataji. So don't try to interfere in my frequency. This awareness is in you. Kundali gives you this awareness. We cannot tell this to a non-sage yogi. Why? After so many centuries, only in this 20th, 21st century, Sage Yoga could be told, because the humanity did not have that awareness. You had not evolved to that level that Shimaji could come and tell you these things. What a great fortune! Our greatest blessing upon us, what a great blessing is upon us, that we are born at this time, where she herself came and guided us. So our awareness has come to that level. So you can understand these things. You can tell yourself, you can teach yourself. You are your own guru. That I should not get into the trap of the rational, I should not get into the trap of the emotional. I am in the central channel. I am on a different frequency. I am on a Param Chaitanya. I am one with Param Chaitanya. So I can overcome all these things. Then your meditation will happen. Even for 5 minutes, even for 10 minutes, you feel her in your heart. She herself will bless you and give you joy. Bas, finished. No more needed. Forget about nirvichar, nirvikalp, all those things. Those were meant for people who didn't get them. You're one with her. Why are you worried about these things? This is what you have to understand. You are in a new awareness, higher awareness that was ever before. You don't have to fight any Mahabharata, you don't have to get into anything. She's doing all that for you. You've seen her. She's done, Christ has done all the suffering for you. You don't have to suffer. She's done all the work for us. She's laid the path for us. Just enjoy. That's meditation, joy.
Yeah.
If you're not getting joy in meditation, then that means you have to restructure yourself, correct your rational mind, bring it to its senses. Then it will come. And don't blame anybody. I am having this problem because of him, her, my husband, my wife, my father, my brother. Finished. Your family is who? Sejo.
थैंक यू अंकल जी। जो अंकल जी ने ये पॉइंट बताया, इस पर 1 मिनट हम सचमुच सोचना जरूरी है। शी इज द डूअर, यानी श्री माता जी करता है, मैं कुछ नहीं करता, श्री माता जी आप ही करता। तो चलिए एक अंकल जी हम 2 सेकंड का एक छोटा सा एक प्रैक्टिकल करते हैं। सब लोग अपना राइट हैंड हृदय पर रखें, श्री माता जी की ओर देखें, और जब तक आपको महसूस नहीं होता तब तक मन में बोलते रहे, श्री माता जी मैं कुछ नहीं करता, सब कुछ आप ही करता, जो भी होता है आपके इच्छानुसार होता है। मदर, इट इज यू डू एवरीथिंग। मदर, इट इज यू डू एवरीथिंग। मदर, you know better than us. श्री माता जी, you know better than us. और आखिर में कहिए, श्री माता जी मैं आप में हूँ, आप मुझ में हैं। मदर, you are in me, I am in you. Mother, you are in me, I am in you. जय श्री माता जी। प्रियंका जी।
Before we move on to the next question, you mentioned computers and movies in your earlier. So in your book, you've talked of computers being introduced in Dharamshala school. And movies, when people were watching movies, they were catching badhas through their eyes. Could you share some of that?
So, what had happened when we started the school in Dharamsala, parents were very anxious that children in the junior classes, we should start with computers, start teaching them computers. Srimaji's idea was that let these children first develop their inner growth, their skills, how to use their hands, how to make things with hands, how to do woodwork, how to do pottery, and gradually, when they are in the senior school, then we will give them computers. Otherwise, what will happen, that when they get into computers, they will only develop their grey matter, but they will not develop any skills. They will not know how to use their hands. They will not know how to use, how to make things with their hands, how to maybe in a house, how to repair something. But the parents are worried that, when these children come back to our countries and they go to colleges, they will be backward. So they bought 10 computers and they gave a gift to the school. And of course, the children were always excited, they always wanted the computers. And the first thing they did was went into computer games. And of course, they were only allowed to use computers within the school hours. So when they were getting free time, nearby computer cafe, they would go and they would watch all the things on there. And then one day I was just walking by and I saw what are they watching? They're watching all these Mooladhar things. So their attention got spoiled. Because you cannot stop. There is no, once you start, you have access to everything. The whole world is at your disposal when you're on a computer. Every kind of entertainment, every kind of anti-God, anti-Christ, anti-Mooladhar, anti-all sage, everything is available to them. But children don't have discretion yet. They're not developed. So they don't know anything. Curiosity is there. They want to know what is happening. They want to see what is this, what. So how can you stop them? You can't stand on their heads that till you're watching the computer, I'm going to stand here and stop you. So that is why, but the parents' argument was, but then they will be backward. So she's explained to them, you grew up, that is our generation, we grew up without computers. But when computers came, people who are in the corporate world, they picked up the skills. They went to Java, they went to different, and they learnt everything. And they became proficient in it. So she said that if within a few months you could pick it up and you could become so advanced, what is the problem in these children when they grow up? They will also pick it up when they need it. What is the hurry to fast forward it when they need other things to grow? And then they're going to watch all these kind of movies, all these things. So then it's the same group happened that they went and watched a movie called, kaun si movie thi? Dead Poets Society. So it was it's mentioned in the book. So it was a movie where the poets who had died would come to these students and they would recite their poetry. So the senior students in the school decided, let's do the same thing. So midnight, all the dorm aunts are asleep, they would go out slowly go out into the forest, and they started, I am Shelley, I am Lord Byron, I am Wordsworth, and they would start pretending and they would start reciting their poetries. So with the result what happened, because they're dead spirits, the dead spirits possessed them. And the whole school got possessed. One sage yogini visiting from Italy went to the school and, well, what's happened to the school? The vibrations are all possessed. What has happened to the people? So she telephoned Sri Mataji and said that, the vibration schools are totally off. What has happened? So then the Mr. Chitnavi is the principal. So Sri Mataji called her, find out what is happening with his children. Then they found out that these children were possessed because of these movies. So movies you should watch with a lot of discretion. We're not saying don't watch movies, but movies with discretion, because whatever in the movie and the actors, their vibrations enter into you. They enter through your back agya. So all these big stars, Shah Rukh Khan, all these kind of people, when you see these movies, you get very impressed with their acting. And then you want to copy them. And then you start behaving like them. They're using their dialogues, this, that. So all what has happened is their possession has gone into you. And your vibrations have gone down. So we have started making some short movies in Meta production, YouTube, you can go there. We made, last movie was Jui. We're trying to bring Sage Yoga subjects and make movies so that you have entertainment also and your vibrations also improve. And you should also think how we can create things for entertainment which help to improve the vibrations. Because the sensitivity is now so great in you that you pick up things instantly. Like you pick up the good points, you pick up the subtle things in science, medicine, and technology. You also pick up the subtle negativity through films.
जय श्री माता जी अंकल जी। काफ़ी कुछ अच्छा हमारे युवाओं को अभी समझ में आ रहा है। अभी हम थोड़ा कंक्लूजन की ओर चलते हैं। कुछ मिरेकल फोटो एक देखना रह गए थे, वो थोड़ा हम देख लेते हैं ताकि हमारा और विश्वास बढ़े।
This is a photo where Shivaji has a son coming behind her. So what happened, we were in Kolkata and one sage yogi, Mr. Shah, invited Shivaji for lunch in his house. So there were 6, 7 of us. There was Sanjay Talwar and he had just come into Sage Yoga, but his wife, Mrs. Talwar, had not yet accepted Srimataji. So she prayed. She was sitting before Srimataji. She prayed to Srimataji that please show me some miracle that I can believe in you. I mean, she wanted to believe in her, but mentally she had accepted Srimataji, but she didn't feel her in her heart. So while Srimataji was eating lunch, she clicked the camera and then this son came behind. So after that she became a devoted sage yogi. So sometimes the Param Chaitanya helps you and shows you miracles so that you believe. But if you see miracles and still you don't believe, then what can even God do?
हम भजन में कहते ही है, माँ निर्मल ही सूर्य चंद्रमा, माँ निर्मल ही सीप का मोती। सारे के सारे मिरेकल्स में ये सारे जो भी हम भजन गाते हैं वो सारे उनके अंदर समाविष्ट हैं। अंकल जी ये मिरेकल के बारे में।
अच्छा, this is a photo. We are going on what do you call a boat? What do you call a boat? Like a ship from the coast of Italy to an island called Capri, where there is going to be Sehasrar Puja. So we are sitting on a boat, and you can see everybody is very clear cut. Now see the next photo. Suddenly, they are singing in the boat, and the vibrations start flowing from everybody's Sehasrar. Next photo will be. Eventually what happens, that you can only see the Sehasrar of Sri Mataji, because it is Sehasrar Puja. So even in the divine, you can say, working, whichever puja there is, that tattva, that principle becomes the most active and blesses you. So if it's Sehasrar Puja, then your Sehasra is being blessed. So Param Chaitanya is showing that all the people who were with her, Srimati is blessing their Sehasra. So you start understanding, or you can say, you start reading the language of vibrations. This is the same in the Sehasrar Puja, that the whole Sehasra has now emerged. So you understand what the Sehasra is. We have in poetic language called it the 1,000-petal lotus. But this is what it looks like. And then it takes the folds and it becomes like a lotus. This is of course in Maharashtra on an India tour, a place called Musalwadi. And Srimaji was giving a talk, and there was a bazaar of a peer nearby. So when Srimaji started, the vibrations, he started showering vibrations on her Sehasrara. So there are 7 photos, and Srimaji is enjoying his vibrations, And eventually she puts her hands, okay, now enough, thank you, I bless you, and the vibration stops. हाँ, ये फोटो है, इधर महाराष्ट्र में ही है, और इसमें आप देख रहे हैं कि वाइब्रेशंस आर फ्लोइंग एंड ऑन द स्टेज. कभी आपने नोटिस किया है कि जब श्री माँ जी की पूजा हो रही है, कभी वो ऐसी, शी इज लुकिंग लाइक दैट, कि देखा आपने? So she is looking at all the deities who are present in the puja. So actually all the deities are present in the pujas. So here in the stage you can see that Sri Ganesha is there, present in the form of vibrations. Next. अब वो वही फोटो में, now the whole thing is flowing with vibration. So you understand that you are receiving vibrations when you are doing a puja. So if you are receiving vibrations, you should absorb vibrations. Now so much vibration is flowing, but if you are not absorbing them, they are wasted. So this is to show you actually that what a force of power, what a voltage of energy is showering upon us in a puja. We are not aware of it, but Param Chaitanya is showing you. So what is your preparation to receive it? If the bulb is low voltage and the power is more, it will fuse. So you have to increase your power to receive. You have to make your chakras receptive. Then it can absorb. So now the story is different. Now vibrations are coming out of you. So you also have. After a puja, you've absorbed vibrations. Now the vibrations are going out of you and going to the whole world. A very interesting it is that how you are an instrument. Now you see how you are an instrument. Now we're not just saying that we're an instrument. Actually you are an instrument. The wire, the electricity wire is going through you and it is going to the whole world. So it's very important for you to spread vibrations. And a very unique experiment is being done in Pune. Then now they're having pujas in different zones. So vibrations will spread to those zones. If you only have it in Pratishthan, then only this area. This area is already vibrated. Now go everywhere, spread, and give vibrations to the whole world. Wherever you are, give vibrations. This is the proof. Same thing. They're dancing in Maharashtra after the weddings and see the vibrations coming out. So here, you see the 8 hands of Srimati. So during a puja, they had offered this. There's a flower which only grows in Pune called Nag Champa. Nag Champa ही बोलते हैं ना उसको, Nag Champa. Now that flower has a very heavenly fragrance. I don't know how many of you have seen it, but it's offered in pujas to Shri Mataji. So the fragrance of that flower is very pleasing to the deities. And when it is offered to Shri Mataji, the 8 hands come to show that she is not giving you with only one hand, she is giving you with so many hands. So you have to accept it. So it's not, when they show actually the goddess with so many arms, it's actually true that she has so many arms. And she's giving you with so many arms. So much abundance she's giving you. You have to receive it, that's all. Your receptivity has to be there. Yeah, this is in Russia. outside of Moscow, Srimaji had bought a house. They call it a dacha. It's like a farmhouse where she used to stay. So when Srimaji arrived there, they were just taking photographs of the land, garden to show her that, there are flowers and this and that. And then in that photo, the actual Kundalini arrived to show to the Russian people that this place that she is staying, this place she is blessed, now the Kundalini of this place has been awakened. Like the Kundalini of Pratishthan is awakened. So when you come here, you get vibrations. Even if you don't do anything, the vibrations are flowing. Similarly, she has created a Pratishthan in Russia to show to the Russian people that this place, I have awakened the Kundalini. So this is all for us, to show us, to give us confidence that I am here and this place is blessed. That's the point. This is again the same photo of the Sahasrara, that now even the sage yogis who are sitting in the hall, even the vibrations are, now the whole thing is open, now it's flowing to everyone. That's the Sahasrara. So first you saw it in the form of the sun, and the next, the sun is now radiating its energy, radiating its vibrations, and it is flowing to everyone. And her photo is still there she is still the center point. This is Bombay. There was puja, Gorai Beach. So after the puja, Srimaji went to the beach, and the sea started coming towards. She didn't go into the sea. Sea started coming, the sea washed her feet and circumambulated her. And then the sun came in her hand. So she is actually blessing the sea. That is, she is blessing the sea. Yes, this is Sage Yogis, and how the connection with each Sage Yogi with the collective consciousness is coming there. When you see the vibration, you see different colors. They're not always the same color. Like the rainbow. So the vibrations have the same colors as the rainbow. So sometimes it's not just one color. This is why you see different colors. Well, the vibrations are behind the throne. This is the vibrations coming above. This is Dr. Bogdan from Russia, in Russia. So even the stage, when you see behind the vibrations, as the puja progresses, the intensity of the vibrations goes on increasing. That's why some people feel at the end, suddenly they feel very light, they are floating, because the intensity is going up. This is in Italy, and again the same photo. The radiance, see the radiance on the whole sari of Srimaji's, the radiance is there. There is so much vibrations coming from her that the whole, she's wearing a sari, and the whole sari is illuminated with vibrations. She's playing the flute, Sri Krishna Puja. So now the whole thing is full of vibrations. The same flute, the whole thing is full of vibrations. Even when she sings, even when she plays an instrument, the vibrations start flowing through the... Even if you've seen sometimes Srimaji in some video, she's singing, she's playing the harmonium, immediately the vibrations. So vibrations not only come through the Sahasrara, they also flow when she's blowing in the mic. The vibration going through the mic and they're spreading everywhere. Many times people used to bring water to give vibration. So she would just blow into the water and vibrate. So vibrations are in everything. That's the point. Anything that she touches, anything she does, it gives vibrations.
कार्यक्रम की समाप्ति की ओर अभी हम चलते हैं। ये वाइब्रेशन से एक कंफर्म हो गया है, जो भी आप कार्य करेंगे, मैं कार्य करूंगा, कहाँ भी सहयोग में, उसमें से पहले देवी प्रसन्न होनी चाहिए, आपको अंदर से आनंद आना चाहिए, आपके वाइब्रेशन सब जगह फैलना चाहिए और दूसरों के वाइब्रेशंस भी आपको आने चाहिए। यही सिंपल सहयोग का ये तरीका है। जैसे गणेश तत्व योगी जी ने और श्री माता जी ने भी बताया है सब कुछ, वैसे युवा शक्ति के लिए हनुमान तत्व भी उतना ही जरूरी है। हनुमान जी का एक फोटो हम देखते हैं और फिर यहीं पर हम रुकते हैं। तो युवा शक्तियों के लिए जो ये हनुमान जी की तस्वीर है, इसमें से आपको क्या महसूस हो रहा है? देखिए जरा, लेफ्ट लेग कहाँ है उनका? जमीन पर है। लेफ्ट लेग क्या दर्शाता है? भक्ति। यानी जैसे आप श्री माता जी के चरणों पर हो, भक्ति भी कर सकते हैं, और राइट लेग तुरंत तत्पर भी है उठने के लिए। यानी जो श्री माता जी कहते हैं कि राम काज करने को तैयार जो है, वैसे ही लेफ्ट साइड को आप जब पढ़ाई के लिए भी उतना ही चाहिए और राइट साइड आपका कार्य के लिए भी उतना चाहिए। जसं आपण म्हणतो हनुमानजींना की झेपावे उत्तरेकडे, तसं झेपावे प्रचाराकडं, असंही म्हणायला हरकत नाही। तर अशा पद्धतीने त्यांचंही तत्व युवा शक्तींमध्ये गणेश तत्वाबरोबरच असणं गरजेचं आहे। प्रियंकाताई,
Yogi uncle, do you find any difference between Sakar Swarup of Shri Mataji and Nirakar Swarup of Shri Mataji?
You know, Sakar Swarup, when she's in front of you, you're automatically in that state of bliss. But in the Nirakar Roop, when you Sakar, you also, because she's there, there's a support. You're being supported. In the Nirakar Roop, you have to support yourself.
You have to believe.
You have to support yourself in the sense that you have to, earlier on we waited for her, we depended on her to give us vibration like that she's coming, she will do it, you know. But now we have to depend on ourselves. And now when we depend on ourselves and we invoke her, the vibrations are much more. So in the Nirakar Roop, she has taken the form of Param Chaitanya, Kalki Roop. So the vibrations are much more powerful, much more efficient. She is no more bound by us. She's not limited by us. Earlier on, we were limiting her with our ego. Now she's free. So she can penetrate everything. That poetry that you read, which she had written in the beginning, that I am like a particle of dust that can sit anywhere and that can go everywhere. Now Param Chaitanya is like that. It is free. It can move everywhere. It can bring miracles to you. It can work out things for you. It can help you wherever you are. You don't have to always wait that now Shri Mataji will do it for you. Wait for her physical presence. So it is much more powerful. She's doing it, but in a formless way.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There were really too many questions and you've answered them all without us asking anything. You've just said everything that we wanted to know. Hope everyone's questions were answered. If not, they'll be eventually answered.
परम पूज्य श्री माता जी के बहुत बहुत ऋणी है, आभारी है कि आपने ये सुंदर ऐसा मौका हम सभी युवाओं के लिए उपलब्ध करके दिया आपके बेटे श्री योगी अंकल जी के जरिए। तो योगी अंकल जी के लिए एक बार जोरदार ताली।
Thank you.